Oh, hell yes. Excellent. Welcome to an early morning edition of Open Mic Wrestling Night, or as we should say right now, day, on Fill in the Void Podcast Network here by way of Spreaker. Listen, wow. Okay. As it says in the title here, I'll be basically talking about NXT TakeOver New Orleans. What an amazing show it was. However, I want to take a brief little bit and just extend a few thank yous out. As many of you know or don't know, I run the podcast network here, Fill in the Void Podcast Network, and there's a lot of unsung heroes here. Within the network, I want to thank Blake of the Blake and Sal Show, Clerk's Minute. He does our social media for the network, and because I was texting him all morning, and he, whatever, we're talking about TakeOver and wrestling in general, and I was getting so hyped up about just TakeOver and talking about it. That's why I was kind of like, you know what? I normally don't. I'll preface something else in a little bit, but I wanted to talk about TakeOver. Maybe I should do it. And he's like, yeah, you should do it. I didn't even ask him to do this, but he came up right away with, a little bit of promotion last minute for what I was going to do here. So I wanted to thank Blake for that. Very, very nice of him. Very, very nice. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much, and everything that you do with the social media and your shows. I also want to thank all the hosts and shows on the podcast network. I'll do a plug on them in a little bit. If you're listening to it here, Spreaker.com/filling_the_void. You can listen to all of our variety of shows. Ones that are currently running on a weekly basis, and those for right now that are not. We have all of our library here available. It's been a crazy year since our move to Spreaker. You've given us a lot of love, and it's so deeply appreciated. I just wanted to take that time to thank the shows, and I'm going to take the time to thank everybody who listens to us. And it's really very much appreciated, and keeping us going, doing what we do here on the network. And again, thanks to my partner here, DJ Classic, for pretty much helping me be like, you know what, let's bring this back, when we were bringing the network back a little while back. and getting this ball rolling, and it's been a monster ever since. So it's really impressive what we've been able to do, and I couldn't do it without the help of everybody that contributes to the network. So thank you so much. It's so appreciated. You have no idea. Anyway, let's get on to TakeOver. First of all, happy WrestleMania Day to everybody. This 8th day of April in 2018. And this week, WrestleMania week has become a thing now. Wherever the show travels to, meaning WrestleMania, it always becomes a big spectacle of a week for not only the WWE, but for the independents as well. Shows that I can mention would be, Joey Janela's Spring Break. Excellent show. Congratulations to Joey on another amazing show. Ring of Honor, then you have Impact versus Lucha Underground. I mean, it's become such a thing, and it's so great. It's great for wrestling. And, I've said it to, on shows before. We're in the midst of another boom in the pro wrestling industry, and I'm so happy to be a fan along with the ride. So it's absolutely fantastic. But then the highlight of the week, whether, the indies have their highlight of the week, many people have their difference in opinion, or whether it be Ring of Honor or Impact, whatever it may be. But the big highlight has always seemed to be the last couple of years is NXT TakeOver. That's the highlight of pretty much any long weekend in WWE's, with WWE's Big Four. Whenever they run TakeOver and events side by side, it always turns into this. It's the bar, no pun intended, to the tag team champions, but it literally sets the bar for the week that is ahead and for everything else. And this TakeOver, I'll give you the chance right now, as I'm kind of hyping it up a little bit. I'll give you the chance right now, if you haven't seen the show and you don't want spoilers, this is not the show for you at this time, because we're going live right now. It's 10:37 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you want to avoid the spoilers and come back on and listen to it later, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Just giving you the chance, if you haven't seen the show and want to be surprised, now's the time to leave. From top to bottom, this show, as I would see on Twitter, or people I've talked to today, it's definitely one of the best shows, one of the best produced shows, one of the best shows as far as like talent goes and performance ever in any banner of the WWE. And this would make a fan out of any doubter, like, oh, I used to watch wrestling years ago and it sucks now. No. This was one of those shows that would bring fans back, that it keeps fans here wanting more, and quite frankly, it really makes you look forward to the future of not only NXT, but the WWE, whether it be these men and women making it onto the main roster, or whenever the day comes that Triple H winds up taking over the main brand of WWE. It really was one of those events that just made you feel all sorts of emotions, and I'm so happy to have watched it. And actually, in the background, I mean, you can't hear it because I have the volume on low. I have the show playing now. I'm watching it for the third time, and I'm not afraid to admit that, like, oh my god, like, how could it? It was just that good. It really was just that good that I have to keep watching it. Like, I can't get enough, and it's so great. So now that I've given you all the grace period to avoid spoilers if you haven't watched it yet, let's get on to the show. The opening match, which I can't believe, I can, but I can't believe that they opened this up with, is the 6-person North American Championship ladder match. Now, first of all, how sweet is that belt? How sweet is that championship belt. You know, it's great because one of the things about Triple H that a lot of people like is he gets whatever chance he can. He pays tribute to the old school, whether it be letting the guys and girls, letting them work, their craft on the show because he was one of them at one time, or like he always honors the old school because he is a student of the game and he knows that if it weren't for those men and women that came before all of us, or them, even him, there wouldn't be a chance to perform the way that people are able to perform right now. And the NXT North American Championship, basically, it's a good looking title. It's different, and it reminds you of old school looking titles. I mean, you look back in the day of like the old United States Championships of the NWA, and even the WWF Championships, or it reminds you of that old school feel. It's got that look. It's got a distinct look to it. The red strap, the printing of the North American continent, and it's a good looking belt. Then you have the 6 men that participated. You couldn't get a more diverse group of styles in this match for a ladder match. Sullivan, Dane, Velveteen Dream, Adam Cole, Ricochet, EC3. It really was a good mix, and it was one of those that match to open up the event was so intense. So many high spots, but it made you feel all sorts of emotions. Some spots were, I guess a little over the top, like the one-upsmanships with like Dane and Sullivan when both of the big guys set 2 of the other smaller guys through the ladders that were laying across from the apron to the announce tables. Like moments like that maybe were a little excessive, but it showcased Ricochet as being this high flyer, the one and only kind of deal. Then EC3, he had good moments in the match. Adam Cole as well. Velveteen Dream, a friend of mine we were talking about him, and he said something along the lines of, I didn't realize Dream wouldn't work well with ladders or something like that. I don't know. I'm paraphrasing here. I will say, okay, there were maybe spots like the Death Valley Drive, the rolling DVD on the ladder. He was unbalanced. I mean, come on. If you're going to try and balance another man on your shoulders with the ladder like that and do that move, yeah, it's a little awkward. But the spot of the match for me was the Purple Rainmaker off the top of that large ladder, the 20-foot ladder, was nothing short of just perfect. I mean, he was able to get some airtime on top of that 20-foot ladder. The delivery was perfect. The landing, of how he positioned himself to land on Lars Sullivan was perfect. For those of you fans of the Attitude Era, there was blood! There was blood! You can quiet down now. This match had blood. Thank the Lord. We had blood in this match. Unbelievable. And just these 6 guys took a real ass kicking in the ring, and quite it really, and I loved the commentary on it. Not only were they all excited, just let me digress here for a second. The commentary through the whole show was fantastic. Percy Watson has gotten so much better throughout his tenure as a commentator, along with Morrow and the McGuinness. He's really shown, Mauro Ranallo really brings out the excitement and main event feel of each and every match, whether it be the first match of the card or the last match. He brings out excitement and enthusiasm, and you got Nigel who's fit in nicely with the commentary team. He's had time to grow and adjust as well. He's been really good here.